Why not? Why not? Here's what we have here. I'm going to show you guys something. This is a cake. If you look at it a certain way, it looks like what the sun looked like when it was about like that. We had the eclipse last year, a day ago. And it is a very special person in spirit that I've never met. His birthday was yesterday. So I made a cake as an anniversary for knowing that birthday. Happy birthday, GDT, Gary. And she took off her hat. So I guess I'm going. It's been a really productive day. Hi, everybody. Good news. It was a big day yesterday. It was pretty scary. Someone I know really well went missing, and they were found. They had just gotten a little confused and took an extra long drive, so that's good news. So, excuse me, I'm adjusting my, and for that I'm wearing an Adidas sweatshirt, so I'm just gonna show that because there's a connection to Adidas. I got a connection to Nike. Okay, I'm still here. I got my red Adidas shirt on. As far as brands go, like, people are like, I don't wear brands. Like, I don't really care if I wear a brand. I'm not, as long as it's a good piece. If it's like well made and, this is red, it's got pockets. Adidas, Adidas. Yeah, I think adding is what we're not doing. We're doing, well, you got to add and subtract at the same time. I have my hair in kind of a wild mess and net. I didn't know I was going to do this, but I was honoring that cake. But we have cake. It honors the placenta. Yes. We all had placentas when we came in. And for our twins, there were 2 placentas. I don't know if anybody shares 1 placenta. Hermaphrodite, you might know. Hermes and Aphrodite. Yeah. Oracle mythology. Transformation. Transition. Climb at change. Change it. What would you want to change? If you could change it, if you could change any you'd probably look at the person holding office or somebody else's problem and go like, they need to change. And so that makes it so you actually don't change at all. Actually, you get less changing. You change less until there's a moment you feel like a retarded ant. Yeah, the ants march in. The ants are marching on. When the ants come marching on, they just say, womp bump with that number. I don't want to be an ant. I'm not a saint. I am probably the one who would like to have a little sit down and look you in the eye and talk about that. Who is a saint? Who throws stones? Who throws stones? Ow! I threw a stone one time when I was 5 years old. These kids were teasing me. I can't even remember why, but I was being teased. My siblings were in on it, and then this neighbor kid was in on it. And they're teasing me, so I walked ahead of them, and I was just like, and my little kids' mind, I want to just be like, fuck you. So what I do, got as far as I could. I saw her house on the hill. She was about to turn to her driveway. I still had a ways to go. Lots of hills to climb to get to my farm. My Mountaindale farm with lots of memories, guys. There's a lot of stuff there you want to look into if you have the curiosity. But if you don't, then you'll probably look at the screen and go, that's the problem. It's all that hidden stuff. We're a continent of hidden things, and we build on top of those things, and then we can't even see what's underneath it. Sometimes people go and find the things underneath it, but they didn't actually start at the top down. They didn't actually see the whole turtle. Turtle Island, hope be that prophecy. I know this is probably like, how dare she, the blasphemy? Hope be prophecy, and it's all true. Like, look around. Look around, bright eyes, you are going like this. Oh, that's actually what you're doing. I see no nothing, I hear, I say no nothing. Think of all the senses you're turning off energetically. But I understand because Your body protects you from things that are too much for you to absorb, you know. That's why we're in such a watery time. That's why Neptune is really in play for the next 18 years, everybody. Neptune is going to be having Aries hang out for the next 18 years, so these watery depths are just beginning. We've only just begun to live what lazy promises. Karen Carpenter. She had it all, didn't she? She had it all. But there was something missing. And when we ever get down to what was missing, she was a deep soul. She was a songbird. Probably the admiration given towards her was not able to be received because that just made her reflect more on who she was. You know, and if she deserved that kind of acknowledgement, and she wanted to disappear. And she did. You know, a lot of our kiddos are going through that stuff. And you think they're broken and stuff, but really, if you go back a generation, maybe to your parents' generation, you'll see it. And maybe behind, and then there'll be four grandparents to see where that work is. Get into their stories. And I really want to shout out to the ones who've kept the records on Turtle Island. And really covered the globe. That was important to keep this information, everybody. You don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You have to see their works. What were their works that will be memorialized? You know, and by tracing ancestral lines and maintaining that, it gives us all the opportunity to research from where we came. And that is really the beauty of the Salt Lake, of the Turtle Island. It was already there. The magic was already there. You found it, you co-opted it, and that's okay. But, you know, it's time to pay the piper. And Peter the Piper is here. I'm a Peter Piper. Picked a peck of pickled peppers. How many peck of pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick? 4 corners will be noted. Just because you bury your ancestors don't mean they're not here with you right now. I got 4 of them in my field. So great, so great. And we are sharing so much and shedding so many tears. You know, when they say, are you doing the work? And everyone's like, what is the work? What do you mean? What work am I supposed to be doing? Well, in this time and place in the 2000s, when you can research yourself to filth, or to whichever you're looking at, you know, it might be some pretty nasty stuff you uncover. And that's the point, because you got to get there, because the sick is where you get better. You know, it's where you just want to throw up. That's where the medicine is. That's why I'm a medicine ball woman. Latter day. My light is loose. There is a ferryman to pay to cross the river Styx. Sure, there is a rod. Hold on to thine rod. What is that a symbol of? The Priapus. It is a symbol of the obelisk. It is that electricity generated in the male of our species, that power, and that has moved everything. Is that creation energy. There was a time we self-generated. And then to have a broader experience, we expanded over the body of Gaia so God could check out all its skin, all of its pores. Much of it is water, so that's the emotions that balances out the soil, the soul. Lots going on there. Lots of prophecy coming in. Lots of hope. Prophecy, profess up. Profess up and see. There are ways to get here. Many are shrouded in mystery. You must seek your own mountain that stands in front of you. You are the mustard seed. You muster up your strength. You make some mustard. You put it on a hot dog. You open a cot. There you go. You're a sophist. This is sophistry, not theology. Theology is where a lot of the Old Testament energy wants to go, and you just sit and listen. We've got credentials. We've worked our way up to the top, so we have the know-how. And the sophistry says, hey, I'm loosing my fire. You want to get down on the ground and talk? Let's do it. Women are not allowed in these places for a reason. And I know why. And you know I know. You can wait all you want. It is kind of time for the second act. Welcome to the 2000s. We are in a big generational mixer right now. And Turtle Island, Amurakas, South America's turtle. It is the twin of North America, and the cord is twisted. The black rock is there to create the latent space. The chin A. You go over there, your soil. You guys go over there. We're focusing on Amuraka, on turtles that need to see each other and feel what that expanse would be if we were all one beautiful place. I know we're talking about terrace, but wait, if we were one, if we untwisted that Panama impassable twist, then would we really need those resources from that turtles, those other turtles? I think we're pretty self-sufficient. I think we are indivisible in shape. Yeah, Greenland's part of that. You want to go further? Iceland, maybe? Could this get me arrested? I don't even know. I think I can speak of things. We're already talking about it. Like what we're doing in Venezuela. We're putting hits on presidents all over the place. You think we. It's us. It's always been us. The U.S. won. USA. This is one big turtle. Why does the U.S. have so much potency? Well, it is a mixture of a lot of variety. You know, think of all the people who migrated here. We got they're weary and they're sick and they're tired. They took that Promethean step and said, I choose the unknown. And that's how we came here. And we are very beautiful children of the soil. But the soil is back to manifest its own destiny, as you can see. How would this be done? How could this be done? The turtle knows. It always knows. It's a new dawn. K-N-E-W. The soil knows. Government is a way of just getting us used to it. So, invest in Americas. Grow there. Come up with ideas here. Yeah, we are not in competition. We're going to show off and brag. All right? That's it. So I'm signing off from the port of the land on the Columbia. This is the AC current back to wash this ton of beautiful turtle magic. Let me show you. I got so much wampum. You want to trade? Iroquois Confederacy. I hope opposite of Harpy. This prophecy. I hope this. Turtle Island out. Namaste.